Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be taking a look at LUSHEN, the Wind Joker. So you guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, that I take a bit of pride in some of my units, right? It's like there's some units that I build well enough to where I'm like, you know what? This unit looks pretty amazing, right? It's like Riley. Like Riley's a decent example of like she has some speed to her, tanky, tons of resistance. I mean, there's another unit if I could find her, like Yen. My Yen is fast, tons of crit damage. It's just, I take a bit of pride in some of these units, right? They're not the best units in the game, but you know, they're doing a little something something. So I figured, why not show off one of these units like LUSHEN and just have a bit of fun with him in a video. So what we're gonna do is obviously I'm gonna show you. We're gonna go over skills, obviously, in case you have a LUSHEN, you're a new player and you have a LUSHEN, or you're maybe an old player and you have a LUSHEN, but you haven't built him yet, or you don't know how to build him. And even if you did build him, you're like, where do I use him? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take him to 3 different spots. First spot being Ice Beast, because believe it or not, I believe he can be used there. Second spot that we're gonna bring him is Giants. I know we probably don't want him on a Giants team, but he has great wave clear. And then we'll take him into Arena, because he's always going to be a good unit in Arena. But let's not waste any time. Let's get into his skills. So starting off, his leader skill increases the attack power of ally monsters in the dungeons by 33%. This is obviously a very good leader skill. You most likely will use this. And this leader skill will apply, obviously, in Kairos, but for those of you who for some reason don't know, this will apply in the Ice Beast, if I recall. This obviously I don't think applies in TOA. I believe this does apply in the 2A dungeons, in case you decide to use him there, because he can be pretty good for getting you past 2A dungeons in a timely manner. But good leader skill, right? Skill 1 is called Flying Cards, where he throws a sharp card to attack and disturb the enemy's HP recovery for 2 turns with a 70% chance. Skilling him up completely will increase the harmful effect rate and damage of this skill. So disturb HP recovery, I don't like it on him, especially as a first attack. Like, I wish the first attack ignored all damage reduction effects. That would have been really good for him. But disturb HP recovery is not bad at all. I mean, you could use it in places like Steel Fortress, where enemies' HP recovery is a big deal. And it's like, you wouldn't be a bad unit there, actually, because you can get the attack lead. I mean, you're going to be using Irogar, though, probably over there. But the point is, it's like, he's a unit that does damage. He plays his disturb HP recovery, which is going to be good for Steel Fortress. It's also good for a couple other places, but Steel Fortress is the first dungeon that comes to mind. But there are a couple places. This is useful. You could also use it in Rift Raid for some reason if you're using him in Rift Raid. I don't know why you would be. I guess for the damage, but I wouldn't use him in Rift Raid. I mean, you could because of his second skill as well. He might not be a bad unit, actually, for Rift Raid. Who knows? But, not a bad first skill. It could be better, but whatever. Skill 2 is called Surprise Box, where he summons a surprise box that inflicts damage and grants 1 random harmful effect amongst stun, glancing hit increase, and attack speed decrease to all enemies every 3 turns when fully skilled up. So, again, this is really good. Glancing hit rate, obviously very powerful. When an enemy does land a glancing hit, or whenever any unit lands a glancing hit, all they do is a very weak instance of damage. They cannot land debuffs, they can't do anything. All they could do is just a tiny bit of damage. So glancing is always going to be very powerful. It is useful in places like Giants, where you don't want the boss to stun you or do big damage to you. So helpful there. Steel Fortress, he could be helpful there with the second skill. This second skill is definitely really good in Punisher's Crypt, because it's just like you get the glancing hit, which is going to be helpful because the boss is going to be attacking you a lot, plus the attack speed decrease, which is going to help with the crystals, it's going to help with the boss. Very useful second skill, and it's AoE, so that's really cool. But obviously I don't have this skilled up all the way. I should start working on his skill ups. But the big thing about his kit that everyone loves is his third skill, which is called Amputation Magic, where he throws a number of cards and inflicts damage that ignores all enemies' defense. So it's an AoE that ignores all enemies' defense, and it does a lot. And you can get this up to every 4 turns when fully skilled up, which you want to get this skilled up, because this skill 3 is very powerful, and you're going to probably see that throughout this video. So let's get to his stats. So here are his stats. He has 10 bonus speed. Wow, so fast. the numbers that we give a fuck about are the attack, crit rate, and crit damage, which he has a good amount of all of it. 2,105 bonus attack, which is really good. 88% crit rate, so he's critting a decent amount of the time, and then 227% crit damage. Not bad at all. he's hitting. But let me show you his build. So obviously I have him on Rage Blade. You can build this guy as a beginner, obviously. Build him on Fatal Blade. Just, you know, make sure you're at least around 75 to 80% crit rate. Attack is important on him, but if you're looking at the substats, crit damage to me is more important. Like, aim to get higher crit damage in your rolls. Like if you get one rune that like is crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, and it's like a purple rune or whatever, if all of it rolls into attack percent, cool. But if you have another rune that all of it rolls into crit damage, I would pick the crit damage one over that. So aim for crit damage and crit rate first, then attack percent, flat attack, and then you can aim for stuff like HP, accuracy, defense, all the other goodies. But here are his runes right here. Here are his artifacts. So his artifacts, you want to kind of aim for crit damage as enemy has more HP, but it doesn't have to hurt to have the less HP type thing here. So you see I have both, and then I managed to get it on an attack artifact, which is really cool. And then this one, first attack crit damage plus 17%, which is nice. Skill 3 and 4 crit damage plus 4%. Additional damage by 26% of speed. I was re-rolling the absolute hell out of this artifact, and I ran out of the, what was it called? Conversion stones or whatever by the time it landed on skill 1 recovery. So I was like, okay. I had to give up, and that's what we have for now. But, doesn't matter. You know, whatever we would have gotten on there ain't going to make too big of a difference. But, yeah, like I was mentioning for early on players, Fatal Blade works perfectly fine. Why am I even explaining this? Let's just get into the first fight. Okay, so here we are in the Ice Beast. Lushen is in the back left corner, and you see that we are using his leader skill. I don't have Iragar here. What I do have is, Harazvilg in the front. He's going to do a good amount of damage, plus he's going to give us a speed and an attack buff, which is what you need for the Ice Beast. And we have Belladon for healing and defense breaks or whatever when we need it for the groggy state. But Lushen, what I'm hoping to do is when we enter this, we're gonna manual it. My bad. That's loud. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. Harazvilg is gonna buff us. Belladon is gonna push our turn. Hopefully we don't just absolutely nuke the boss. Okay, so I want to see the damage from his skill 3, obviously here. We're going to have to do 2 different runs. One where we use skill 3 here, and another where we use skill 3 in the groggy state. So I am expecting, obviously, really high damage because he is ignoring defense. So let's see. So 20-19-19. So that was a little above 60k. So as Yen just dishes out like 100 freaking 8,000 damage. That's fun. Cool. Just overshine this Lushen. Just outshine this Lushen. This is not your spotlight, Yen. Okay? I don't know who you think you are. 257k on skill 1. Gosh, I can't believe she did that. 300k, 400k. Oh my god, I'm so proud of that, Yen. Jesus Christ. This actually, we need to see it on auto too. So skill 1, 22,000. If it weren't for Yen comboing, he would be getting out the highest single hit damage on the team. Okay. And Harazvilg is thankfully going to go before Lushen, so we should get a buff. Yep. Boom. We might get to see his amputation magic one more time before the fight ends. Maybe. We might not, because Yen is going to move before him. Okay, let's enter the fight. We'll see what his skill 3 does when the boss is in the groggy state. And then we'll do another run after that just to see it auto, just to see how much he's doing. Okay, so here we are. Groggy state. Decreased defense. Yay. Boost turns. Let's hurry up and get him up and running. Come on. I'm glad you guys are taking turns, but I want to see the damage. I'm low-key, I'm expecting at least like anywhere from 80 to 100,000 damage per card. So 80, 70, 80. Okay, I don't know how much that is. That's upwards of 160, 100. No, that's like 230, 240, or 200. Sorry, 230,000, or yeah, 230,000, 240,000, right? I believe so. It's not bad, but it's just like when you when you have Yen just coming in and just doing all that nonsense, it don't help. Yen is making him look like nothing, man. Oh, dude, I remember back in the day, like, Lucian was definitely like the unit you picked, especially when, like, before Giant's Abyss. Like, you could still use him in Giant's Abyss. I'm not going to say that he's unusable there, but, like, for newer players, he's definitely not usable, because it's just, like, he's usable when you could kill the boss quick. He's not usable when it takes you 8 turns to kill the boss. So it's just like, for new players, it's like you don't pick him first. You pick other units like the twins first, because the twins help you early on. You'll eventually get Illusion, right? Now we're going to let it auto. So I want to just see the impact he has. Just because it's like I've been manualing it this whole time. But it's just like, he was really good back then. He was like the must pick. Oof. Wow, we're just deleting. He kind of almost like low-key matched the twins in damage. Here he doesn't, because, you know, what is he going to do with skill 1 and skill 2? Nothing. While Yen and the twins have consistent high damage. But where he has them beat is Arena. Because he's definitely great in Arena, especially for cleave teams. But, yeah, you would use him in Giants before we had Abyss, because it's like when the Giant did counterattack, it was counterattacking one unit, not everybody. So it's like Lucian had faced a very real threat of just dying in Abyss early on. But if, again, you have really good runes and you have the proper units, it's like you could just run Lucian, and he'd be great for wave clear. Okay, so let's run to Giants, so we could actually see how good he is in Giants. Okay, so I've decided to go with a pretty basic team. We obviously have Horazville for the attack buff, the speed buff, the branding, and he also does a good amount of damage. Beladion for healing, stripping, defense breaks. Akamamir and Veramos have good crowd control, plus they're going to be the damage dealers for the Giants boss. Lucian, I don't care what happens to him in the boss stage. He could very well just die in the boss stage. He probably will. All I care about is what he's doing in the waves leading up to the boss. Because he's going to be there for wave clear. Whether it's to finish off the wave or to be the one destroying the wave. So, that's not great. So there we go, and he's going to clear. There we go. That was his purpose back in the day for beginners. If you built him on your Giants team, he was there to clean everything up. Plus, you get he's stunned. He plays glancing, so even if that golem does move, it shouldn't really stun anybody if it got the chance to move. So his skill 2 works. I've seen some very rare. Oh my god, that was good. That distracted me. But I've seen some very unique builds. I've seen some people build him on Despair. I used to, at least. I don't look at builds too much anymore because y'all piss me off. But it's just like, oh my gosh, some of y'all used to build him on Despair, and it kind of made sense because he had a lot of AoE. But that was a really good run. I'm gonna kind of be mad if that beats my current time. 58 seconds. 58 seconds. He cleared, dude. He was cleaving though. Like, he was clearing. We're gonna do that one more time because his job is to clean up the wave, especially like when we were using the Sath Tattoo teams, when we were able to use dots to beat the boss. He was the cleanup, right? He was the janitor. And boy, was he a good janitor. The good thing is he's slow enough to where Horazville can get 2 turns, So he's always going to have that damage buff on him. If I could get more accuracy on him and just like take away the speed, it's just like he might be landing that skill 2 more often, which is really helpful. Oh, he didn't quite kill, but he didn't have a buff. So I'm going to blame that on Harass Velk. Branding, defense break. There we go. Attack buff. We landed a slow, I believe. I think that was us. So the slow was really nice. Skill 3? No. Skill 2. Or skill 1. That was pretty decent. That was at least like a minute 5. No, that was a straight up a minute. Like, give it a couple more milliseconds, that was a minute. So he's good. You could use him on your Giants team. And he wasn't dying. Interesting. Let's take him to arena. Okay, so here it is, the first fight of the video. The first quote-unquote PvP fight of the video. I know, before I even hear it, dude, I know, I'm low in rank, okay, in arena. I don't pay attention to arena on this account, right? I'm paying attention to it on other accounts, but on this account I don't. But it doesn't matter, because the point that we're gonna get through, especially to you guys, is that this dude cleaves, he does a lot of damage. So what we have here is what could be a beginner cleave team. I mean, other than having Vanessa. Like, without Vanessa, we would just find another speed lead, like maybe like Tyron, maybe? Or maybe we just want to have a speed lead. Maybe we'd be a second turn, you know, all that stuff. But this is going to work, right? We're going to have Vanessa. She's here for the revive in case someone dies too early. Riley will give an attack buff. Either Lucian or Cocky will go in. Bunch of damage. And then the other one, whoever goes second, will clean up after them. Thus, we should be able to kill the enemy, right? Unless the enemy tanks like a boss. Oh, I love that background. Ouchies. So we're just going to do this. So we caused a bit of damage. We're going to strip that off of you. I don't know. God dang it. They're messing everything up. Psych. Attack buff. Yay. Immunity. Yay. Lucian. Kill. What are you back for? Your team went home. They're at home. Next fight. Next fight. I don't care what these units do. I say that and then they're gonna own me. But next fight. Next fight. Swoop. He's not hitting hard. Why is he faster than my Riley? Jesus Christ. Can we do this? Okay, whatever. Ignore all defense. Yeah, you're dead. You're dead. Bye-bye. Oh my god, this Lucian's gonna give me such an ego. I love it, dude. Oh man, that feels so good. Lucian should be able to come right in, right? Boop. Okay, next fight. One more fight, I promise. I wonder, can we actually... I mean, we should be able to. And if not, Cocky will come in and finish everything. Oh, Vanessa will revive Lucian if he dies. Kill his Lucian first. Oh, we didn't get to. Actually, yay. We're safe. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're all dead. Franz survived with like 1 HP. My Lucian needs to be stronger. Well, let's go back to the monster box. I'm not wasting no more time. Like, you guys see this. What are my final words for our dear Lucian right here? While I don't believe Lucian is a must pick from the Nat 4 summon event that you experience as beginners anymore, because it's just like you're not going to use them as much as you're going to use a lot of these other units like the twins or can't remember what her name is. It's not Abigail. It's the water cannon girl. I think it's Abigail. It's like, I think those are must picks over him, but he's still a good unit. Like, if you have this guy and for some reason you don't have him built because you don't know what he's going to do, it's just like, he's still good in a lot of places. Clearly, I mean, you saw he was getting not even a minute long time in Giants. He did a lot of damage in the Ice Beast. He was destroying arena defenses. I mean, with the help of Cocky, but still. It's just like, he's very useful. And imagine him in guild content. It's like we didn't really get to see him in too many other places. I was mentioning all this crap about Steel Fortress and Punisher's Crypt in the beginning. We didn't even use him there. We could try. But I think I've made the point pretty clear. It's like regardless of what you know about Lucian, give him enough attack and enough crit damage and good amount of crit rate, and he's absolutely destroying whatever you put him in. I mean, he was absolutely destroying these guys. But you tell me what you think. What are your Lucian stats, right? What are your Lucian stats? I want to know how much damage your Lucian is doing, because I'm really interested in that. That used to be a flex back in the day, you know. Oh, my Lucian does 20k attack per hit on every card. It's just like, holy crap. But Lucian's amazing. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.